time to kick it in between loads. So I said, let me make a video. There's a couple things I wanna talk about. You know, still excited about the victory that we got Saturday. Very, still very excited. Um, I almost, I'm not gonna lie, I almost went and got me a bucket. I almost got me a cup of Kool Aid. I almost got me a cup of Kool Aid, but I said, you know what? Let me see how this play out. Let me see how this plays out. Let me see how A&M does the rest of the season. Let me see how we respond. We're having a couple guys that are nicked up, so let's see how we respond. But I was that close to going to give me a cup of Kool Aid after the game yesterday and early this morning. I was that close, but I said let me chill for a second, right? But anyway, so Jimbo Fisher, Texas A&M, right? So I was on Twitter earlier. I saw some A&M fans. They said that they said, "What's going on, Ellen?" I saw some A&M fans say that Miami cheated. What's going on, Wayne? South Coast Kane was good. They said Miami cheated. They said that the Hurricanes knew that the field was going to be wet and that the Miami Hurricane players had longer cleats, so that gave them an advantage. True story. I remember I was in high school, right? Over the summer, the coach would give us workouts. Like we could come to the workout at the school workout. So it was certain numbers of workouts you could hit. You had a minimum number to stay on the team. You had another number where you get yeah, Jimbo slip and slide. Yeah. I'm gonna get to that, Ellen. Hey, just bear with me. And another ranking, another number of workouts to get your name on the back of the jersey. And then the final one was you could, get your own cleats. You don't have to use the cleats that the school bought for you, right? So I remember it was a game. It was raining. And so it had stopped raining right before the game. And so the coach came in the locker room. He said, "Hey guys, it's gonna be slippery out there. I know some of you guys bought your own cleats, and I know y'all got the molded cleats. And the thing about the molded cleats, you don't have the detachable spikes on them. You just got to go with what you go with. And most of the times, they weren't going to give you the type of traction that you needed on a wet surface, right? So I think the school issue cleats was some speed TDs. Yeah, he can't. Yeah, he can't take that L. I agree. He can't take it. And so a couple of guys were like, "Man, bump that. I don't want to wear the speed TDs." Needless to say, we go out in the first half. Guys start slipping and sliding. We're giving up first downs, all that stuff. So we come back at halftime, and the coach goes off. He snaps. And needless to say, hey, guys have to go put the other cleats back on, man, because, we in the jam. So, yeah, Anaya Smith, yeah, you did slip. You did fall. And Cam got an interception. Now, I don't know if you would have actually caught the ball. I don't know if Cam would have hit you and, you'd have dropped the ball. It's a lot, but, hey, it is what it is. It's part of football. So then Jimbo talking about replicating the snap count and all that stuff on the 2-point conversion, all that good stuff like this. And I was sitting and I said, you know what? I have a solution to this. I have a solution. Texas A&M fans, Jimbo, hope y'all watch this. I have a solution to y'all problem. This is what happens. LSU looks beatable. Alabama looks beatable. Ole Miss looks pretty good, but I think that y'all have more talent. They look beatable. So this is what y'all do, A&M. Y'all go run the table. Go run the table. Y'all in the SEC, y'all can get in with one loss. Run the table. Miami Hurricanes, we run the table. And we go play at a neutral site, probably in a dome. I think now it's the Atlanta, New Orleans thing. We play at a neutral site. Make sure that the playoff committee votes that we play each other in the first round. We just run it back. Simple as that. That's not that hard. Y'all got all this talent on the team. Y'all should go run it back. Y'all should go run through the SEC, and we can run it back, man. I like that. So That's all I gotta say about that. So, honestly, A&M didn't like a bad team. They look like they are progressing. Their QB look nice in my opinion. I agree, Wayne. I promise you, I agree. And I really think that he's going to be the top quarterback next year, barring injury. Like, without question, I think he's going to be the top quarterback coming out next year. And I think they're gonna get better as the season goes on. I really do. I mean, that's no slight. I know some people are trying to, discredit A&M because they just can't believe that we've improved that much. Like, no, like we good. Like for real. No cap. So I saw somebody post something on Twitter, right? It was Inez Cooper's high school rating. And obviously, Inez Cooper was a 3-star. And obviously, when Inez Cooper, committed, and like I said, I don't get in, I don't really get into the recruiting stuff like that. But some guys were talking about like, hey, he's a 3-star, whoop the woo, all this, right? And so I said, you know what? Sometimes I feel like that we're in the information age, and this information is readily accessible, right? So I looked at Inez Cooper's grade, or I think Inez Cooper was like an 88, 89. So I said, let me go to the actual recruiting service and let me see what they feel a 3-star that's an 88, 89 rating. What does that project to? And because it's like people are saying like, oh my God, Inez Cooper's like so good, he's not supposed to be doing, what he did to, Texas A&M 5-star guys like that, right? But when I look at what 247 says about a guy that's rated 80, 88, 89, they say that this is a guy who has extreme NFL upside and can be looked at as a Power 5 contributor. So, with that being said, I don't really think that the point that people are trying to make by bringing this up is really sticking, because it's like, no, the actual recruiting services say that this player has NFL potential. A lot of that stuff is dependent upon where they play at, level of competition. Sometimes, because I know Inez Cooper, he had to reshape his body and stuff like that. So, it's kind of one of those situations. And that's why I like Coach Hayes' rating system, because Coach Hayes has a criteria that he's going through. Whereas 247 and other recruiting services, they're just kind of saying, hey, look, this is what we rate a guy and all that stuff like that. He has potential, whatever. But Coach Hayes is actually going through, looking at the intangibles and saying, okay, this is a blue chip intangible. Okay, this is a bronze chip intangible. And then at the end of the day, we give it to you. But obviously, Inez Cooper has 5-star tangibles, right? He has 5-star tangibles. He has good feet. He has good footwork. Has good hands. I don't think Inez Cooper has gotten a penalty this particular season. I mean, the season is still young, but he has 5-star intangibles and certain tangibles. Yeah, people just can't give us our credits. No way Miami beats a decent to good football team. Hey man, we got 3 more. We got 3 more on tap. That's all we can do. So one or two things is gonna happen. Either we gonna beat the other 3 teams, or maybe beat 2, or just maybe beat another one, just go 500 across these 4 teams, or whatever. But either way it goes, I mean, it kind of is what it is, right? But yeah, that's what I want to say about Inez Cooper or whatever like that. He has some 5-star intangibles about himself, but for whatever reason, they, like I said, at 88, 89, they say that, hey, you have NFL upside, whatever, regardless of what the situation is. So I got this backwards, and I'm upset. Nobody corrected me, because I thought we were playing Temple this week and Bethune after, but we're playing Bethune this week. So, what I'm interested to see from the offensive side, I'm gonna go offense, defense, and then I'm gonna get out of here. On the offensive side, I'm interested to see exactly what the team, or what Shannon Dawson, what exactly they're gonna do in terms of Tyler. Or they're gonna try to keep the air, kind of keep the passing game going while also, working the run game. Because I'm just kind of looking around college football, right? And I don't think, it's been a very, very long time. And it's still just week 2, but it's been a very, very long time where I felt like that you have this many quarterbacks at the collegiate level playing at such a high level, to where at this particular point, it's like draft status is on the line with some of these guys. And I know some people say, man, you really can't learn. I just figured you didn't want to waste time with them. Hey, yeah, I do because it's it's a game. You know, it's a game. Ellen, it's a game. So I'm, I'm, a- I want to talk about it. You know what I mean? But um, but man, you look out to the pack. You know, the Pac-12, right? You got Caleb, you got Michael Penix, you got Shador, DJ Hughes coming along. Quinn Ewers is playing great. JJ McCarthy is showing his potential as throwing the ball. I was watching Six Ring preview, and that preview wasn't really a preview because it's Bethune. Hey man, you know, I don't know how much a preview you can do because it's kind of like you're looking at the game from a perspective that we're just gonna go out there and dominate it. But I think what I'm gonna do this particular year against this game is that I know that we're overpowering them. But what I want to see is I want to see how guys look. Like, are you actually playing the technique? Are you actually improving? Right? Are you actually setting the edge? Are you actually doing all this particular stuff like this? Because um I mean, could you know? This is most people would look at this and say, "Hey, this is an in-season scrimmage." You know what I mean? This is an in-season scrimmage. No disrespect to Bethune, but you know it is what it is. But so getting back to that, so you got JJ McCarthy playing great. Riley Leonard is playing, you know, great. Tyler just, you know, played great. So it's like, are you going to kind of sacrifice Tyler this particular game, try to save the arm a little bit, try to get the run game, you know, back going, all this stuff like that? But me, honestly, I would like to at least see them try to get Tyler at least maybe 3 to 4 touchdown passes in the first half. That's what I want to see to kind of keep on pace. I don't know if Tyler is looking at any national awards or stuff like this, but honestly, Tyler is back in the spotlight right now because you just threw 5 touchdown passes against a SEC team, a top 25 team. That's what you did. So honestly, it's kind of like you kind of need to keep playing at that particular level, and Bethune should not be, you know, any exception. If we can throw 3 to 4 touchdown passes in the first half, let's go for it, right? And then in the second half, try to get the young guys in. But interestingly enough, that's the main thing I want to look at on the offensive side of the ball, right? Are we going to kind of keep Tyler going, right? So moving to the defensive side of the ball, I want to see Jakiri get some quality time. You know, South Coast, I was thinking about that too. I was saying I wonder would they use one of Jakari's 4 games to come in this particular game and play, or you know what it was that they would do. I think this would be a good game to kind of see, you know, is he progressing as a passer? Um, but it's kind of one of those deals where it's like, obviously Emory is now this, you know, I guess we can safely say he's the backup quarterback right now. So it's kind of like, what type of work is Jakari getting? Are they splitting second team reps, or is Jakari exclusively working with the third team? Because obviously, I'm sure in certain situations where Emory is probably getting some first team reps. You know what I mean? So I'm just interested to see what type of who Jakari actually has any chemistry with. But I would love to see him, you know, come out and play this particular game and you know and throw the ball, right? Throw the ball, see how he's progressing or whatever like that. But you know those are my thoughts on that. Defensively, obviously we know we got some guys that are banged up. Mesidor, let those young QBs get some experience. Yeah, I mean, I agree, Wayne. You know, let them, let them play. But I'm just interested because obviously the Miami of Ohio game we played, and Emory got all those particular reps. We roll out the bed and beat. Oh no, Wayne, it's not a situation of whether or not we beat Bethune. It's just about are we gonna still have that same level of focus? Now, obviously, it's human nature to where if you feel like, hey, we're better than them, you know, you may not put forth the same effort. But that's why I'm so intrigued about looking at the defense and the younger guys. I'm so interested to see what Bain is gonna do. I'm so interested to see what Jaden Wayne is gonna do. I'm so interested to see what Popo and Malik and Bobby, what those guys are gonna do. Interested to see what Markeith is gonna do in his first start of the season, or if it's Markeith or if it's Jaden Harris, whoever is gonna start opposite of James Williams. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do in a game like this because we never know. We never know what may happen. I don't think we went into the A&M game thinking that we were going to lose Dean Mesidor, Najee Kelly is somewhat, banged up. LT is still trying to get his conditioning back up. Even though I saw he played 45 snaps. Um, Jared Harrison Hunt has to step up. Moan has to step up. So I think that we need to see these particular type of things because that level of physicality from as physical as the A&M game was. Um, we got three more of those games. And so if it's like I said, I'm not even gonna sit up and try to begin to decipher. Now we definitely expect to lose to it. No, we didn't expect that. So that's why it's so important to see what Bane and Wayne are gonna do because those are the guys that are going to have to come in. Now, obviously, Jafari Harvey, he's there, but I'm sure we're gonna see what Nigel Lee can do. But Jaden Wayne, hey, you're up. Cyrus Mouse, you're up. Chance Williams, you're up. So we gotta see what we have, from a depth perspective, because again, this is gonna be a long season. Um, and with like I say, UNC playing at the level they playing at, Florida State playing at the level they playing at, I think by the time we get to play in Clemson, I think they're gonna have a lot of stuff figured out. So those are gonna be some physical games. So it's so imperative that over these next 2 weeks that we actually see what we have in these guys. Um, so I just want to see what the guys are gonna do. Um, I know some people are saying, hey, we need to shut them out. They'll need to score. It needs to be. They'll need to get over 150 total yards. Great, that's great. I'm not going in expecting that, but if that's what transpires, great. You know what I mean? But I just want to see the young guys come in. I want to see them, play at a particular level because at the end of the day, I think currently as it sits, and I don't want to forecast into next season, but obviously we're losing a lot of guys, especially on the offensive side of the ball next year. But I think that these particular two games and even the rest of the season can set the tone because I think over the next at least 2 seasons or so, maybe just the next season, I think we're going to be a very, very defensive-led team. So it's going to be great to kind of see some of the young guys, um, play. I'm excited. I don't really know what Bethune has. I know people are labeling this the Ed Reed Bowl or the revenge for Ed, whatever the situation is. You know what I mean? I'm assuming that we're gonna take it personal. You know what I mean? We're gonna take it personal. Um, but but yeah, man. I mean, um, yeah, Ed Reed Bowl is wild. Yeah, the Ed Reed Bowl is wild. But that's what I see. Like, hey, we this is the Ed Reed Bowl. We're doing it for Ed. They had no business doing Ed like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, and it's on a Thursday as well. So I don't know, man. I don't really know what's going on. A Thursday night game against Bethune, like I don't know. I really don't know. Um, but like I said, I'm interested to see what Dawson and the offense are gonna do in terms of TVD because, like I said, he's back in the national spotlight after the game Saturday. So I'm sure there's gonna be people watching, Thursday. So if we can get him in, get 3, maybe 4 passing touchdowns in the first half. I would say the first quarter, but with the way that the clock is moving now, we're doing it for Ed on 3, doing it for Ed on 3, 1, 2. Hey, we huddling up. Hey, we doing huddles now on offense. So hey, that's what we doing. We we snap the ball on Ed. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I'm interested to see what they're gonna do. Someone said this is the Ed Reed revenge game. It's possible. I've seen a lot of different, names associated with this particular game. Like I say, the Ed Reed Revenge, Ed Reed Bowl. Um, it's just, it's gonna be interesting. What up, Jago Kane? What's up, Matt? What's going on? Um, but yeah, I mean, it should be interesting. Oh, that's another thing from a special teams perspective as well. I think this is where I want to see some growth because I know we're gonna be in some situation where Bethune punched the ball. So I'm interested. I don't know what type of leg there. Pause. That just sounded like a pause moment. I don't know what type of leg he has. Pause. But I don't know how far he can kick the ball. So if it's a situation where they're on their 40 or maybe 45 or something and they're punting us the ball, I'd be interested to see if now we're if the returner is putting the heels on the 10-yard line, or if they're trying to look at it and say, hey, look, we playing an inferior opponent. Let me take a chance, right? And that's something I want to look at. It's like, like, nah, treat this like we playing Texas A&M. Treat this like we playing Clemson. Treat this like we playing North Carolina. If the ball if it's going over your head for, at the 10, let it go. And trust in the offense that we can, if it lands at the 2-yard line, trust that we can manipulate, we can methodically get it back down the field. I know somebody wants to make a play, but treat it like you're playing a big time opponent. This is a good week for Jakuri to show something. I like to see Ray catch a few balls. I saw Ray in the game. It was in the fourth quarter. I saw him in the game. I want to see Bobby Washington bad, especially that fourth down stop versus Miami. Yeah, I want to see Bobby. I want to see Bobby. It's gonna be interesting because I kind of go back to when X was on Coach Hayes' show, and he was just kind of saying that Bobby is a guy that almost like a positionless player, and so I'm just kind of interested to see if it's gonna be how exactly are we gonna use Bobby? Could it be a situation where when James is out the game, could it be a situation where we kind of see Bobby kind of moving around? Like I said, I mean, these next 2 weeks are going to be very entertaining just from a standpoint of, like I said, I'm just so excited about the defense to see how Guidry's going to use these particular puzzle pieces to make it, to make it come together like that. Pause. That's crazy to come together. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But yeah, man. Yeah. So that'll be that's gonna be interesting. Get some guys some rest so that they can so they'll be ready. Because like I said, this is the good thing about it. We got Temple. I mean, we got Bethune. Then this man got to be stopped. Bro, that was a pause moment. Come together, bro. That's wild. I can't believe I just said that. But the next 2 weeks are gonna be pivotal to get the younger players on the field because, like I said, we got Bethune this week. We got Temple. Then we got a bye week, and then we got North Carolina. So these 2 weeks to get to see who can step up and make some plays and do whatever it is that we need to do. I think these 2 weeks are important. And then, like I said, we got the bye week to kind of see if some guys can be integrated, more integrated into the playing rotation. So that's what I'm excited about, man. I really am. I'm not gonna be at home, so I'm not gonna be able to actually watch the game like that. I probably watch it on my phone. Hopefully, I'm stopped so I can actually sit to kind of get to the gist of it. But I'm excited though, man. I really am. I know some people have said, hey man, they rather we stay unranked. I've never been that guy because my thing is like this. Hey, if we're ranked, that means anytime someone is talking about ranked teams, they have to say Miami because we're in the top 25. Would you say, Wayne, interested to see how this bye week treats us because we ain't had the most luck with buys? You know what? Yeah. It was like a continuation of Manny. It didn't work out. And then, like I said, playing North Carolina, after a bye. I think that's great. But then at the same time, we play Clemson after their bye. So those weeks are gonna be so crucial. Leading up to this thing like this, right? But but yeah, man, I'm not gonna prolong this, just as my guy E. Brown say, I'm not gonna continue to bloviate, pontificate, and vacillate. Um, I've said what I needed to say. Man, appreciate the few of y'all that tapping in with me, whatever like that. But hit the notification, man. Like I said, I think it's I go live because it takes so long for the videos to render and come out. Pause. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill. But it takes so long for them to upload and stuff like that. So I said, for whatever reason, it's a lot faster when you go live. Like they just upload so much faster. I don't know what that is, but that helps out a lot. But as always, man, y'all like, share, subscribe, and comment, man. And as always, it's always about the you. I'm out. South Coast, you stay safe too, my brother.